I'm
We
gonna
gotta
say
get you a
poop.
headset so you can hear everything. We gotta get you a microphone.
I already got a microphone here.
Is that your microphone?
Grab that set of headset over there for him. We're gonna put you on this. You got a microphone now for broadcast. Don't yell at it, okay?
Yeah, because it'll start popping. You won't be able to hear your
You won't
voice.
hear your voice.
Can you hold those on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so now I've got to make sure we're ready to go.
Can you hear me in the microphones?
Yeah.
Okay. Stacy
Get ready.
eats.
Here we go. Stacy's fixing to do the intro.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Stacy eats poo.
Listen, we're excited today back with the Call Podcast. Welcome to all of our guests. We're so grateful that you chose to be with us today. We have a special guest.
Wasp.
We have a special
There's a
guest.
wasp in here.
That's fine. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
He ain't bothering me. He's not going to bother you. And so we've got Asher with us today on the podcast. And
Number one guest.
he is a celebrity on YouTube.
Yeah.
Asher, we have more likes and views with you on the podcast than anybody that we've had.
So we had to reach back out to you and get you back on this show to come back and talk to us about a couple of things. Are you going to be ready?
No, I said to do the podcast.
Yeah,
you did.
This was Asher's idea, and Asher was wanting to be on the podcast today, and so he said, "Hey, let's go do a podcast, guys." And he's got his tie on. He looks very, very professional.
Yeah, he came
Scott.
in dressed. We're a little underdressed for the thing because he means business.
That's right. That's right. And so he came in. He's just full of energy. School's out. He's excited for the summer. And he is, we've been wanting to go fish his pond. He has a pond in front of his house.
And I'm not letting him.
And he said, we are not allowed to fish his pond. And so that kind of hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
and
mine too. So
but
Because you could pick a piranha and it could eat your whole body.
he said that I wanted to train my dogs over there at your house, and he was like, you got piranha in the in his pond.
Yeah.
And so
It's as big as my dad's head. Actually, it's
that's
as big
crazy.
It's
That's
as
crazy.
big as Papa's head.
it is
As big as Papa's head? Wow. Okay. Have you seen these piranha? You have? Okay. You sound like Cy Robertson. I don't know if we, these big old.
He's our version of it.
He's our version of Cy.
You know how
so.
big that thing is?
How big?
As big as that turkey.
I bet you got panthers over there too at your house, right? You ever see any black panthers over there?
Yeah.
But he does like some snakes. Now we're into this snake habitat. Did you build us a snake habitat out there?
I just have to put one thing out there. This
10.
10.
Okay. And that draws the snakes to the habitat.
No, actually, that is you have to put cinnamon.
Oh,
cinnamon. I
Okay.
didn't know that. So y'all making strudel out there.
Wow. Yeah.
You put cinnamon there, and it attracts.
So it's
them.
like a cinnamon roll.
You can put cinnamon. You can put bird seed.
Oh, okay. Wow. And
I didn't know. Are the snakes attracted to cinnamon?
And bird seed. Yeah.
And
And birdseed. All right. Now, so what we talked about this earlier. What's your favorite snake? Let the audience know. You told me.
Yeah.
You told us. But what's your favorite snake?
Green snake.
The green snake. Okay, that's we have a lot of those here in Georgia. And what's your second favorite? Because you said something else.
Yeah.
Racer.
Eraser.
Racers.
Black eraser?
Razor rat snake. King snake.
Oh, yeah.
Rattlesnake. Timber rattler. Copperhead.
Wow.
Cottonmouth. Water snake.
Water snake.
You're naming every species in Georgia.
Green snake.
Have you seen every one of those? Have you seen a picture of them? What's the old thing? Do you remember what that is? There's a little acronym that they do for doing that.
Speckled king snake.
What is it? Red touching black. You can pet him on the back.
Yeah.
Red touching yellow.
Kill a fella.
Kill a
something
fella.
like that.
Yeah, something like that. Do you remember that?
That's the coral snake, isn't it?
Yeah.
The most poisonous snake in the South, I think, is the coral snake.
You know what the most venomous snake is?
What is the most venomous snake?
Not a coral snake, but
The black mamba?
No. Remember that? You know that one that looks like a coral snake?
Yeah.
But it really isn't.
Oh yeah.
What is it called again?
That's a king snake.
King
There's a
snake.
coral snake that looks like. I mean, there's a king snake that looks like a coral snake, and it's a king snake.
Now, does your papa like snakes?
He hates snakes because he's a loser.
That is right. I'm
Well-
the loser. I'm a little scared of snakes, and I can't move as fast as I used to. So I have to grab them in time and go. I got to be away from them.
I have to agree with Papa. I used to like them when I was your age, and I would catch the non-venomous ones all the time, but I don't too much care for those that are poison.
So what about?
I think God he did wrong when he created those. They're about 3 inches too long, and so I try to help the Lord out. I do. Every time I see one that's venomous, I try to help him out, and I try to remove about 3 inches off the top end of them.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't ask them. I just get away from them.
Scott don't identify them. He don't
Yeah.
take time.
There is no venomous
You know what?
non-venomous.
But you know this. Listen, Asher. Do you know it's
know what?
against the law? It's against the law in the state of Georgia to kill a non-venomous snake. Did you know that?
Why?
I don't know. It's just a law. It's a state law that you're not supposed to kill a non-venomous snake.
Did you know that? I didn't know that.
Can you, like, keep one as a pet?
Well, I'm sure you can. I mean,
You are kind of you like those lizards and.
Why can you not kill them?
Well, let's talk about fishing, okay?
Yeah, let's
what
talk
about fish? Are you going to fish any this summer since you're out of school?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
You're
Well,
done.
He's out, folks. He
He's
said
out of
I'm
he's
done.
out of the podcast.
All right. Well,
Because I'm not fishing this year.
That's the
why
way I
not?
feel.
I
That's
thought
the way-
all little boys fished.
Are you done? Or are you going to come back up here and finish this podcast?
Are you going to finish it?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
going to finish
Well,
it.
listen, we got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we got lots of things to talk
We've
about.
had
We'd
an
love to have you up here.
We've had an exciting weekend.
Yep.
We went to the governor's gun club on
Yeah.
Friday night,
Time to eat, yeah.
and the food's coming. I was told the food is coming. But we went to the governor's. I had a great time. Scott, thank you for bringing us all. Scott had been bragging on the governor's gun club for months. He's like, we got to go, and so we took a whole big crew down there and had an amazing time. My shooting scores were horrible, Asher.
Yeah.
I mean, horrible. No, I don't. Yeah, well, I probably do.
Oh, Stacy
Listen.
smells like a fart.
And I had Mexican yesterday too, so that's never a great smell. And so,
Stacy smells like a fart.
and I love that Asher is a little boy,
Yeah.
and that and
Stacy smells like a fart.
you ain't got to tell him
Everybody-
that hurts my feelings.
People are going to find
And
out.
Stacy also eats poop.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes I have
He
to.
also drinks pee.
Oh well, listen. Bear Grylls said that you can drink your own urine and you'd be
Survive.
okay.
You can
Wait,
survive.
If you were down to
Drink your own
nothing but
pee.
your
Wait,
urine,
Wait, you
drink.
can actually drink your own pee.
That's
Yeah.
what I was told. Now, I wouldn't.
You going to drink your own pee?
No, I'm
listen.
gonna. You're not gonna drink my pee from me.
Oh,
No.
I can
Asher.
tell you, I'm not drinking your pee.
Asher, we can get
Oh
you
no,
a
you're pouring it into your nose.
we can get you a Mellow Yellow bottle and pee in it, and you can drink that.
And you tell me what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Allow
What do you think it tastes like?
Yeah, what do you-
I just want to know. What do you think it tastes like?
What do you think pee tastes like?
Tastes like water.
Tastes like water. Okay.
Okay.
I guess it's whatever you've been drinking, right?
Yeah.
So if you eat a bunch of pineapples, it's going to taste like pineapple juice, right?
All right. Well, come up here and sit down. So me and
Oh, he's
Stacy-
back, folks. He's
Yeah,
back.
he's back.
I eat a lot of pineapple.
Well, I imagine your pee would taste like pineapple.
Yep.
Big pee.
Yeah.
PP.
Yeah.
Well, Papa Scott, I heard got you some new canes.
Pee pee and poo.
Yeah. Hey, tell him about your shoes. The new shoes I got you. We did not those.
Not those.
Tell him about the ones with the ducks on them. Do you like them?
I smell like poop.
Did your friends like them?
Get your feet down.
What about your girlfriend Lydia? Did your girlfriend Lydia like them?
I haven't seen them since last year.
Sit
Does
up-
Lydia even exist? That's what I'm
Yeah,
I'm
sit
just
up here with
curious.
us.
Yeah.
Hey! Don't be screaming because the rest of us got headphones.
That's
on.
right. And this is a professional podcast.
Yeah.
People are watching this.
Yeah, and people are wondering how we keep you at bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, how does Stacy smell like pee?
Yeah.
Because I just peed on myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a diaper
Oh,
on.
it's flying. It's flying.
Yeah, the wasp is flying.
It's all that yelling. When you yell,
You get him all
yeah,
excited.
the vibration of your yelling and gets him to come in towards you.
Yeah, I tried the bit.
See, all these people that think we're professional now have seen a
That's
different
right.
side of us and the struggles that we do.
Yeah.
So for you guys that this year, when you see us go duck hunting, you see that we've got this guy with us, and if we can keep him in the boat and we
Yeah.
we kill a duck, it will be a pure miracle of God that we can do.
And Stacy smells like a fart.
Thank you. Always. That's my cologne today.
Yeah, that's it.
It's Calvin Klein's fart.
So
It
let's
also smells like poop.
so let Stacy tell about the gun club. He went to the gun club. You need to hear this because you haven't been down there.
I can't hear.
I know
You
it.
just popped it out.
Yeah. So you went to the gun club. Tell Stacy what it was like.
Have you
ever
been to the gun club?
I don't think he's been with us.
Oh,
No.
you're
Do
missing
you understand
out.
why?
You're missing out. Well, I'm getting
A feedback.
Yeah, I'm getting some hints here. Yeah.
So Stacy went in. Me and Stacy were trying. I was working on a 20 gauge shotgun, trying to get that thing sighted in and ready to go and shimmed up, and we were just all over the place. But we did have a great time.
Yeah, and I want to say by the end of that, you had that thing dialed in, son. I mean, you were like 7 in a row or 8 in a row, and just smashing them.
Yeah.
And so, but we carried a crew with us, and we carried young Tanner, our little sidekick.
Yeah.
He went.
Hey,
Tanner
you
was
guys
just
wanna be
professional
done
shooter,
with the
Yeah.
and
podcast?
so he would just. I mean, I don't think he missed like 4, and he was upset with missing 4.
Yeah.
And I was
He's
like,
actually done pretty well. I mean, for those that don't know, I mean, Tanner's been in and out of here. He's one of the ladies' sons that works here. He just competed in the state of Georgia, over 1,000 shooters for the 4-H. And hang on, I'm talking.
Reese's
And
also-
basically scored number 63. So he's in the top 10%. And I mean, he's an incredible shooter. I have
He
to give
is.
him that.
and he looks the part. I mean,
Yeah.
he looked professional. He, I told Scott, I said, I'm just going to keep my gun to my side, and y'all yell.
Even Reese
Y'all
also
yell.
is in the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, Reese,
that's right.
Reese is in the podcast.
Yeah, I said, y'all just yell, cut them. I'm going to bring my gun from the sitting position, and maybe I can hit more, because that's how I'm used to shooting. Just when somebody says, here they come, shoot.
Yeah.
And
So
we do it like that.
One of the things we want to do is a shout out to Muller Chokes for
Yeah.
you guys that haven't seen it. It's a big one. I'm a big advocate of Muller Chokes. I think you guys, if you've never checked their stuff out, is definitely a game changer for shooting.
Highly
stuff.
recommend. We both were shooting Muller this weekend. We was gonna
Yep.
get some video. We got it like a bunch
Sidetracked.
of kids got excited in there and forgot to get any video for Muller. But Muller, I was using that. I think it was the passing, the H2O passing, and
Yep.
man, I'm telling you, those things are they're
These
dialed
are
in.
bullets.
They're chokes.
That's
They're chokes that
yeah.
go in the end of a shotgun, so they make your gun shoot a lot better.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, they perform well. I used Scott got us all one at the end of duck season last year, and I think that last big hunt, he and I both were using those to limit out on some teal.
Yep.
And I've been hunting for a long time. I've used all
Does
kind of chokes, and
anybody want to be done?
there's some great chokes out there.
Yeah.
But I'm so impressed with Muller, and I can't wait to see what they do this year. We're headed to Arkansas and some other places, and so Arkansas and Kansas
Yes.
that we're excited about, and so we're going to be representing Muller and one of Scott's favorite ammo companies that I'm looking forward to sending some of those shells out into the
Wild Blue Yonder.
That's right. I'm looking forward to using those Boss shells, and we've used Boss in the past. And I'm telling you, you don't get many cripples with Boss.
No, I've got introduced to them a couple of years ago, and I always say this: if you're going to spend the money to go out and you want to cut down the number of culls that you have and want to make sure that your kill ratio is up, is to use the best that you can get. And I think what they produce in their line is incredible.
That's right. Yeah.
The other thing that they have that I think has really changed the game and performance-wise, just like with these Muller chokes, is the combination of both of them. Jimmy at Muller Chokes does an incredible job balancing those chokes out and making them where they fit really well with the ammo that you're shooting.
Yeah.
For you guys that are out there like me, I mean, I call them all the time. So they just did a thing with with the Browning, right? So some of the chokes that are out there, especially if you're looking in the sub gauges, they are soon to be released. Just found out last week that they're going to be doing the Invector DS for the sub gauge 20 gauge on the Browning, which I just bought a brand new A5 Browning that I'm trying. That was what I was trying to use the other day and wanted one of the Muller chokes, but I've got them on my 12 gauge and they do an incredible job.
And so you Browning guys, you think Scott, because Scott called right away and says, listen, we need something. Was it for the 20 gauge or 28 gauge?
Yeah, and if you're doing it, be careful, guys. That's one of the things I really wasn't even thinking, because in the new Browning A5 series, the chokes are Invector DS, not the Invector Plus. So for years, Browning and Winchester have all had the basically Invector Plus and not really paying attention. But the guys at Muller were really good about, hey man, we realized you ordered the wrong. I realized I ordered the wrong one, and they really tried to help us out.
Oh, I want to take this home.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
can
can take
that.
one of them. If you'll come over here and sit down, you can and show the people what we got. That's
Yeah, what
that's
is
one of
that?
our new
I
stuff.
want to go down there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, shut the door when you go out, since the podcast is over for you. I
That's
guess.
right. Yeah. And Scott's got some editing to do.
Yes, lots of editing to do on this podcast.
But yeah, we Muller, they make Muller and Boss together is just a lethal combination I think in any scenario of hunting. If you're hunting waterfowl, it's just a lethal combination. And so they make a great product, and I would highly encourage you to go check them out. They have a website. You can go, I think it's www.mullerchokes.com. And to go check them out. And for waterfowl and for hunting in general, it's just once again we're endorsing them, and they've been good to us.
Yes.
And so really check them out. I wouldn't tell you, that's what this whole podcast is for, is for us to help other hunters, and you won't be disappointed.
Well, we're going to be having hopefully some video here in the next week. We're going to try to get out, shoot some skeet, and when we're out shooting these skeet, we'll take some pictures, show you some differences with once you shoot them and what it looks like. I think that would make a big difference to everybody that's on there. And for years I'm not saying that other companies are bad, but they're just not as good. All right. I'm just going to say that. And my big thing is to have the maximum results. That's one of the things that I always try to do. If you're going to spend the money to do it right. Try to give you the best equipment, the best results that come out there for the stuff. And not only that, but I don't want to wound any birds either. I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah, correct. I mean, yeah, definitely. And here's the thing: you don't, that way you can't really blame, the product that you're using. It's usually operator, issues. And so I've noticed that with me. It doesn't mean you're going to be a perfect shooter. And so we all know that, but it means that if you do hit it, it's going down.
Well, I do better with the ragging. We were laughing, so we'll tell you the story. One of the funny things, we're on the gun range, and everybody's got their headsets in, and I look over and I had turned around, which I didn't really mean. My gun was open, everything's on it, and the range guy is yelling, point it up or go up. And I thought he meant pump them up. So I'm over there I was like, dude, what do you want me to do? You want me to do a cartwheel? I'm doing everything I can to get this team up and going on
let's give them an image of that. So Scott is such an encourager. And so, we're taking turns shooting these skeet, and Scott's just, he's cheering us on. He's firing us up. And and so, but while he's doing that, he's got like he said, his gun's open, but he's got it kind of like pointed straight back, and he's moving around, and the little instructor says, hey, pull it, push it up, or pull it up. And Scott's like, oh, I'm already doing all that I can. What do you mean? He said, I'm trying my best to pump them up. So Scott thought he said pump them up, and he was telling him to put his gun barrel up. And so that was a very comical moment. But
yeah, and I highly encourage you guys that have not, if you are in the Atlanta area, that is the Governor's Gun Club is a very nice club. For shooting. They also have it open to the public. You can be a member or outside of that.
Yeah.
For you guys that are in there that are looking for a range to shoot on that may not know that it's out there, they do everything on the inside.
I've never been so impressed with what I've seen inside that facility. And you are 150% right. The food was incredible. we shot 25 rounds,
Yeah.
and then we went up and had dinner with our wives. Our wives were there with us, and so they kind of just chilled out. And there's so much to do there, and it's just a cool place. I mean, if you are someone who likes guns and you like rifles, I mean, that is the place. It's a hidden gem off
Yeah.
of Barrett Parkway there in Kennesaw, and easy to get to, easy to find. Like I said, I was highly impressed, Scott.
Well, I joke with Stacy now. I told him, I said, my son bought me the membership last year as a birthday present, and then because it's over an hour for us to get there, basically, if you really want to think about it with traffic. And I thought, well, how often will I use this? But I tell Stacy all the time, I travel in that area on Friday nights, and it's always a great place to go eat.
Yeah,
So,
oh,
I
man.
mean, if you do it just for the eating and the other activities around it, because they have everything. What else?
They got
have?
karaoke. They
Okay.
got pool. They got billiards. They've got. They have all kinds of. I mean, their handgun range
Is
was
incredible.
so impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
it's impressive. And so we, once again, we're not being endorsed. I mean, Scott's a member there, but I know if you're like us, if you're a man, you like to shoot your
Yeah.
firearms, you want to go see this place. If you live anywhere, I mean, I'm talking about, I'll drive 2 hours for good pizza somewhere. And I would sure enough drive 2 hours just to go see that place. And I told my boys when I got home, I said, I know what you can get me for Father's Day. I said, y'all go in together. I said, I don't care how you do it. I said,
Chip in.
I want a membership.
I want to chip
I
in.
want a locker near Scott's down
Yeah.
on the end. but it was a fun time. And
what else we got going? This past weekend, the other thing was the Kala-Palooza. For those people that are on there, Stacy hit me.
Oh, I was so jealous.
That we wished we're going to maybe try to go out next year. That was a cool thing for you guys that are duck callers. That if you missed it, I highly recommend getting on RNT's website and seeing some of the stuff that came out of the Kala-Palooza thing. I don't know how long that thing's been going on.
It's been going on a few years. I mean, it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger every year. And and you think about, you're just talking about the ticket price. I mean, you and I were talking about that earlier, or yesterday, or this weekend. And it's costly. It's kind of pricey.
Yeah.
But the things I've seen on TikTok or somewhere, the bag that they give you and all the stuff that you get for that ticket price is incredible.
Yeah.
It's insane. And so I thought, man, that's worth it. Alone. But you're just surrounded by people who would like, interest, and love. And so.
I think it's not only that, but from on the higher end, it's into the networking from the outfitters to the people that are doing it, and some of the truly custom duck calls that are out there, are incredible too. Just to see I'm going to just say the artistry work of some of these guys and the stuff that they produce is incredible.
Yeah. And so we had a bunch of friends out there. I won't say a ton, but we had a bunch of friends out there that participated in that this weekend, and it looked like a fun time. So I'm hoping next year. That's one of the things on our list that we get to do is go out to Kala-Palooza and just hang out. And
maybe we can get Bailey to fly us out there.
Listen, that's
because there ain't much in Arkansas, but if we could just get to the Stuttgart airport, we'd be good to go.
Here's what we're asking for. If you're listening to this and you have plans next year to go to Kala-Palooza in Stuttgart, we just need a ride from the airport to the location. Okay,
Yeah.
So if you'll be willing to pick me and Scott up and
like an
Bailey,
Uber.
Yeah, we'll give you some money. We'll give you gas money.
Yeah, if you can just come and get us from the airport. I'd hate to know I had to walk from there. But
leave a comment, okay? In the comment sections, leave a comment and say, hey, we'll come pick you up, and like I say, we'll make sure we give you gas money. But we've got, Scott's blessed. His son is a pilot, and we've got the capability of flying out there.
Yeah.
And but if not, we can road trip. It ain't that bad. 7 hours maybe, from where we're at.
Well, the hard part would be trying to find a place to stay, but
that's true. Yeah,
that might be the hardest part about it with an Airbnb or something.
And Scott's not going to stay just anywhere. I was like, hey, we get a tent or something. No, we're not getting tents. Not in the middle of summer or whatever. I don't know that there's any good places in Stuttgart.
No, I don't know. Well, and I say that, this year for you guys, I know Stacy started off in the intro of this. We have definitely got some cool stuff to hopefully bring you guys some video.
We're excited about it.
We are super pumped. We got possibly I'm not even going to spoil it. We may have a special guest with us.
Yeah.
That may be coming. So we hope that this thing will grow into I'm going to say this. This is a trip that's kind of started out as a tradition amongst guys that are my son's fraternity brothers and myself that we've started doing. We just it's a man's trip every year. And Stacy and I are going to do a couple of podcasts while we're there to kind of do it. That's one of the things that we're looking at. And I feel, it's kind of that dead time. We've got turkey season's over with. We're kind of in the thing. So fishing's a big thing now.
And two, well, you say it's a dead time, Scott. You're working all the time. I mean, this dude does. I was like, man, when do you sleep? Because he's always working. He's always trying to, to better up our game and to get us, to the best spots this coming duck season. And so we've got boats that we got to continue to fix.
Yeah.
We've got duck boats that we're going to be working on. Maybe we get some video of that and share what we've got and our little arsenal of boats.
Yeah.
And
because this year has been a monsoon in the first half of this year. I mean, so the first 5 months has been literally raining almost every day, it seems like. So today is actually one of the first full sun days that I see without cloud cover. So
all last week it rained every day last week.
So as I start to prepare my duck boat, and I've got a couple of things I've got to start, I will do some videos for you guys. More of I guess it's going to be a trial and error as I do it. I don't have a preconceived idea that we're working on, but I just want to get this thing in the best position possible. And a shout out to Monkey Skins, who's working on our EVA foam on the inside of ours. I say that these guys in California are incredible. I think you guys are going to be super impressed when you see what the artwork of this looks.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it and to seeing just what Scott's he showed me the design. He showed me what's to come in his duck boat, and his duck boat is going to be something. I'm telling you, you're going to want to see it. You're going to want to hear the process of what he did to go through all of that, and I'm excited for his duck boat. I mean, really excited for his duck boat and in this next coming season.
And hopefully, I think the stuff that we're showing is, I mean, we're not professional hunters by any means, but I mean, I hope that we can show you the good, the bad, and the ugly that come with it, and the fun that comes with it. So that's another thing. So it'll be like taking a duck trip every time with me and Stacy. We hope that this platform is like that. That's what I really try to strive for, is that we're not super polished. As if you can see, we may have to edit out the first half of this video with my grandson, but at the same time, that's who we all are, right?
That's right.
When you take away the smoke and the mirrors and the titles and the craziness that goes on, we're all just common people, just enjoying the outdoors and trying to be a part of it and have a good part that goes with it.
And we're always up for suggestions. And if you have a better way, leave a comment. Say, hey man, you guys you're not doing, this is a better way. And so we're always growing and learning, and in that process of learning. And so, if it doesn't work for you, let us know. And if it doesn't work for us, we'll let you know. And so Scott's always buying decoys. He's buying, motion decoys, and I mean, he's got a building full of this stuff, and that. So we may need to get a covered trailer.
I know.
I was thinking Scott's stuff.
That would be nice. I think you need to suggest that to Wendy.
With a wrap around it. You know what I mean? The call wrap.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, we're working on for you guys. My grandson was in here a while ago. That's something that's cool that we're going to give as giveaways. Are going to be the call patches. We've been trying some different things just to see what they look like. Big ones, small ones that are on there. So that makes it fun and something that we can give away as giveaways for people that are on here. I think we got a lot of things that are planned that we're trying to execute. The other thing is getting it to a point where it still becomes fun. And I say this year, and even in the off season, pick a kid up, take them fishing.
Yes.
If you got a buddy in your neighborhood that you've never hunted with or something like that, invite them hunting. I mean,
or somebody in your church.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody you go to church with. Men are looking to connect with men and get out outdoors. And I mean, I know the trout streams are getting filled up, and that, and of course in the South, bass fishing, catfish. I mean, there's all kind of things you can do. Take a buddy.
Yeah.
Take a friend. Get out there.
It's sort of like the gun club. It was honestly, it was set up like that. We started out as I was going to take Stacy. I've been promising Stacy for a while. And then that one invite and grew into
then Vince, and then
everybody. In there.
We had a crowd.
We had probably
I think we had 8 or 10 people that went, and not including their wives.
Yeah, and all different calibers. I mean, some people that hunt, some people that don't hunt, some that have been a couple of times. But the one comment, So goes out to the crowd. One comment that was great is how much fun it was just hanging out, right?
Yes. Mhm.
So for the call, that's what the same environment we do is try to make it where you guys are a part of the same experience with us. That's what you want to live by, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you get these guys that have never been in it, and I even say this about the state of Georgia. I mean, we're getting to a point where hunters are the older ones that used to do it a lot are getting smaller and smaller, right? That group is, and to try to get people, I guess, re-interested in it and re-engaged in it. How do you do that? And part of that is an invite. It's the same thing that Stacy and I talk about all the time. Well, just like us, we worked together for X number of years, and then all of a sudden, I was too proud to ask, and Stacy just didn't realize that I wanted to go. Right. So it's one of the you kind of lay down the gauntlet and do the hardest part is the invite. Say, do you want to go, man? If you want to show up, show up.
Yeah.
And what you don't realize is how much you can change somebody's life. I mean, the friendships that we've developed out of this thing has just started spiraling. So, and just the young kids that I already say that this year that we've influenced that after school would have been doing something else, but instead they were up here helping us with this podcast and trying to learn some new skill sets. So it's a community, but it's also a platform for you guys to really try to help out one another.
That's
That's
true.
the thing.
That's so true. And that's what it's all about. And that's what we, like that was our whole goal and ambition of doing this podcast is to help men and young men, hear the call to just be men, get outside, get outdoors, be the godly man that God wants you to be, be the husband, the father. And so we know that, in this day and time with statistics that there's a lot of kids who don't have dads and don't have that. And if they do have a dad, maybe your dad don't hunt, or maybe your dad's not an outdoorsman and you're wanting to do that. You're wanting to learn, that's what we're here to teach and hopefully in guiding you. Tanner's the first kid that I've took hunting that I didn't have like, okay, Tanner, here's the thing. If I take you hunting, you got to go to church with me.
Yeah.
And so I've always done that. And so me and Scott already go to church together. So I can't Scott's our drummer. And so I can't okay, Scott, you're going to go to church with me. Well, Scott's already at church with me anyway, but usually that's what and anytime we always, the subject usually we'll talk about God, we'll talk about Jesus, we'll talk about life and how all those things intertwine and it's okay not to be, perfect and religious and, just, be who you are and be real, be raw. And so, but we have a good time.
Well, and I even say that this past week, one of the things that has hit me every time I think about the call, I think we ought to call Morgan Wallen and see if he would let us promo the music for Skoal Chevy and what's the other thing?
Yeah, Skoal Chevy and Browning.
Browning. Yeah. That song kind of embodies, honestly, the call, right? I mean, it's very much that is that. Starts out being a hunting trip, but then it's way more than a hunting trip, right?
Well, you text me when you sent me that song, and I love Morgan. So Morgan, I'm a fan, and so he texted me that song. He said, "Man, this song's about us, bro." He said, "I think Morgan's watching our live."
I told him I could have wrote that song.
Yeah,
that was the other thing, but it's one of those things that speak to you, but you don't realize how. Guys are such a unique group, even like this, taking this event at the Governor's Gun Club, right? It starts out, we're ragging one another, giving each other a hard time. Then it's about friendship and bonding. Then it goes from ragging to encouragement, right? For the ones, because after the first couple of 4 or 5 shots, you know who's hitting them and who's not.
Oh, yeah.
And then you don't want the ones that are on there to feel like that they're isolated, so you try to help them out, and then you're watching for them. And it becomes a huge team effort at that time. But I think guys are a lot like that in their groups. And to put a religious spin on it, I guess it'd be a better way, is a lot of times there's questions that people have that they're afraid to ask everybody, right? Or afraid to ask their minister, or afraid to ask people that are in their church, that those type of things come out from those conversations. And we're all trying to get to the same place, and that's the other thing.
Yeah, and oftentimes we feel like we're the only one going through stuff or going through certain things, and we realize when you get a group of men like we had together Friday night that a lot of us are going through the same things, and and it's okay to talk about it. And a lot of times men, they hold that pride and they won't share what's on their heart. They won't be real, and so we're trying to open up avenues for men just to be real, be raw, be
Yeah.
Tell us what's going on. Let's talk about it. We're not here to judge you. I told some other day, the Bible says that we are to help one another. If Scott sees me falling, I hope he cares enough about me to say, hey, dude, something ain't right. Something's wrong. Are you okay?
Yeah.
If I'm going through depression, I hope Scott can read me and say, hey, Stacy, you all right? Or if I'm not where I need to be with God, I hope Scott will say, hey, man, you look sick. You've got the symptoms. You don't look well. Are you okay? And so,
and I think that's important too, is to reach out, because a lot of times we don't text or we don't call people for a while, and we think about it. Well, they're just thinking about me, and my life's so busy. And I used to be a lot better about it. I'm just going to say this: I used to try every week. I would come up with a list of 5 friends that I hadn't talked to in a while, and I would just send out a thing. Hey, man! And the one thing that Stacy can tell you about this, I will tell everybody that I'm on here. I always have this thing that I always say: I love you, right?
Yeah.
Because that you go through life as a man not really realizing that people love you or that they care about you. And I always used to say, well, and I would have people say, why'd you say that, man? And I would always look around and say, dude, I don't know what tomorrow holds for me.
Yeah.
And I just want you, before I go out of this world, to know how I felt. So that's a Scott Whittle thing, right? But I always say that take that time, find somebody. You may be the voice that changes everything for them.
100%.
And you just don't realize your impact. That's the other thing. Small things make huge impacts.
Yeah, and don't look at it as if you're judging them, because that's, if I'm sick and Scott sees that I'm visibly sick and he comes to me and says, hey man, I've got something that's going to help you if you'll let me. I'm not going to say, leave me alone, you're judging me.
Right.
I'm going to be like, yes, dude, I don't feel well. Yeah, help me. Where can I, and that's in being a dad. There's times where I feel like I need a man to say, hey, you're doing a good job. You're being a good daddy. Or I need a man saying, hey, dude, you need to step it up. Your kids need you. Or even as a husband, Scott, I need somebody who will come alongside of me and be real and not tickle my ears, not say, well, you're doing a good job. No, if I'm sucking, let me know that I suck as a dad or as a husband or as a friend. You know what I mean? Like, hey, there's times that we get so busy in life that we forget, like Scott said. I love that concept of texting 5 friends and saying, hey, what's up? How you doing? Yeah. And, I could tell Scott wasn't feeling well today. And I was like, I could just see it. I could see it. It's all over his face.
I have struggled with a sciatica praying. I was telling him yesterday, playing the drums, I thought it was going to be a Pentecostal moment. It hit me and I was like, oh man, it was like being electrocuted. It was hurting. And I don't know what I've done, but it's been a very painful 24 hours. I can tell you that.
So. Yeah, and I could, you can tell he's in pain now. You may not be able to see it from the from the video, but he's been in pain. And I was like, man, you sure you want to make it up the stairs to do this? And so, but to see that and know, like, how can I help you? What can I do to help? That we're here. And I may not have all the answers. I can't fix his back pain. I can point him to a good chiropractor or.
He's going to be rubbing my back, everybody. He's going to be rubbing my back.
He's fixing to lay flat on the floor. I'm just going to step on him. All 200, none of your business. I'm going to be just stepping on him,
So. That's the crazy part. So I'm going to make you submit. That's going to be the thing.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've enjoyed this podcast. I enjoyed having Asher on, and I enjoyed the talk. And so we'll be back. I know Scott's going out of town. They're going to have a good time. But we'll be back soon. Thank you for all those. I get texts all the time, and I get private messages on Instagram, Facebook. When y'all doing another? When y'all gonna do another one?
Yeah.
And so we're gonna try. My goal is to lay more down. This summer.
We're gonna definitely try to commit to it. Definitely easily one. We're looking at videos that we can put on there. It takes a little while, guys, for the editing part. It's a process, but that's something that we're working on as we get better with this. It's going to be faster. So I hope that it'll be easier to get them out quicker for you guys. Please comment. That's the other thing. Like and subscribe. That's another thing that helps drive our analytics for us.
And share this. Share it. Share it with your buddies. Say, hey, I found 2 guys just like us.
They're nuts, man. That one's on there screaming about having sciatica with a crazy grandson, and he's in Stacy's ear. I mean, it's
and the other
it's
one
all
smells
real.
like farts.
Yeah, that's it's the call.
That's right. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. And listen, like and subscribe. Share this with your friends, and let's grow this platform. Let's grow this community. And we can't do it without y'all. So thank you so much for tuning in to The Call.
Oops.
Easy side.
I know what about kick out like a side kicker.